and turn on all the mics. This is Just Incredible with Adult Play Parlor Radio, and I am here via Skype with male superstar of the adult world, Voodoo. Voodoo, are you there today?
I am here, and I like that intro, male superstar performer.
Well, it is true. Now, today is all about the guys at adultplayparlorradio.com because we have given the microphone to all the girls, the last couple of shows, so this is an all-male show today.
Good,
and
all right.
When we thought of the show, you were the first person in mind because you are extreme, my friend. I've been doing some research on you, and I hear you're writing a book.
I am. I'm taking a semi-hiatus from the world of performing in porn to write about my experiences, my life in porn, and of course my sexual life before I got into porn, and where I plan to be in the future. But I decided to go to Toronto, Canada, my birthplace, the place where I grew up and where my mother's house still is, and that's who I'm visiting while I'm doing this little project of mine. I'm staying with my mother and eating fresh food from her garden and
Awesome.
Fruits from her trees, and it's just a great experience right now. I'm enjoying Toronto, the life in Toronto, and I'm writing this book. It's called The Book of Voodoo.
The Book of Voodoo. That is going to be the title of your book. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
No.
That is a great title.
Somebody could go buy it by accident thinking it's a book on how to do voodoo.
Well, but you do cast some spells, I mean, just look at how many women you've slept with. Numbers near 5,000 women that you've been with. Also, there's another number that matches that.
Yes.
You've had 5,000 skydives.
Yeah, over 5,000 skydives. Yeah.
Wow.
My sex life and my skydiving life are somewhat comparable in the numbers department. But
so basically, you jump out of the bed and jump out of an airplane pretty much on the same day.
Pretty much. I'll jump out of my bed to jump into somebody else's bed and then go jump out of the plane.
So you have a busy schedule,
Yeah, it is, and it's something that I think that I require because I can't stay still. I'm like a white shark. I compare myself to a white shark that has to constantly be on the prowl, on the move, always feeding, or it could just die. And that's the way I feel about life is, I've always got to be out there doing something intense, crazy, just creating memories. Because my philosophy, the philosophy of voodoo, if you will, is you'll have plenty of time to rest when you're dead.
Yes.
Live while you're alive.
Yes, exactly. And I mean, you ride motorcycles. Like I said, you're a pretty extreme guy. All in all, just looking at your small resume here, which is actually 12 pages long. That's how much research we do on people we look at is about 12 pages worth. And,
wow.
Actually, if you look at your screen, ladies and gentlemen, on your iDevice or anything like iTunes, anything like that, you'll get to see some great pictures of Voodoo, as well as be able to find his Twitter and www addresses just by touching the image. And also for our Ustream listeners, we're putting photos of him and now, I've got you up here. It looks like you're wearing a biker suit with maybe some of the, I can't make out what words on their shirt, the Fling Girls.
Oh, yeah. That was a movie. That was a movie for Reality Kings. And one of the dating websites I believe that Reality King owns is called Fling.com, where you can go on there and meet sexy people and have sex with them. And basically that day was a shoot out in the California desert where I was racing race cars. And then next to me you have the beautiful Alexis, Texas, as well as Francesca and who was the other girl on the other side? I forget. met another beautiful girl, and I got to have sex with all three of them that day.
It must
Under
be
the hot
horrible when you
California
have to.
sun.
It must be horrible when you show up to work every day.
It's the best. I
Well,
love my
now,
job.
you know, people ask us in the sex industry, how do you do what you do every day? And my answer is, I'm a reviewer. I sell adult products. We have our own video on demand system where they can actually see you. They can go to our video on demand and actually watch some of your films because we have
Awesome.
them in our inventory as well as we sell them in our store. We do all of this, but I always tell people, I just go in and I watch my little movies, I write my little review, and then I go home. It's no different than another job. Now, how would you put it for you? I mean, what is your day?
Whew, my day is basically waking up, making myself a power breakfast. I have a juicer, the Breville 5000, and I throw in some apples, some oranges, pineapple, watermelon, and some pears. And that's basically what I like to call the voodoo juice. That is what gets me through my entire day. And, I'm a big promoter of natural fruits to get yourself through the day instead of all these synthesized energy drinks. The natural juice is truly what the porn star requires to be able to go to work and have sex for multiple hours and be able to finish the scene with a very big load. That's
Yes.
one of the reasons why you get to be one of the big name porn stars is that you can go to the set day in, day out, fuck the shit out of these girls and give them a nice big load on their face or a cream pie in their pussy or wherever. But the big secret is the natural juice that I make myself in the morning. It's very, very important.
Now, you are going to actually probably give us your little recipe to share on Adult Play Parlor Radio, so maybe our guests can get some use out of it. Wouldn't that be great?
Absolutely.
We'll
do
that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I think a lot of men out there, they want some more longevity. They want that energy. And man, if they can do what you do on film at home,
Yep.
we'll have a lot more happy couples. So remind me after we get off the air, and I'll grab your recipe for voodoo juice, and
All
we'll
right.
share that with everybody because that is great advice, my friend.
Absolutely.
That the natural juicing, I completely agree. The healthier, the better.
And then the other part of it is you do the natural juices in the morning before you leave for set. But then while you're on set, you also want to maintain hydration, and the best thing for that is bananas. So if you're going to eat, if you want something real quick before you actually go and have sex with your partner, load up on some bananas, and that'll really give you the same strength and longevity that any Viagra or any other kind of pill can give you. Is bananas. Wow. That's the big secret. Is bananas for the hydration throughout the day. It's better than water. It's better than Gatorade. It's better than anything.
And you know what's great about natural products is unlike Viagra and Cialis and some of those pills, there's no warning label.
Yes, exactly.
You will not start bleeding from the eyes for using it.
Exactly.
The banana has no label except the one that says Chiquita on the front of it, and that's it.
Well, it seems to be that the performers from the last millennium. I mean, I started in '98, at the end of '99. Before the age of Viagra, we seem to have a little bit more of an understanding of the world around us and how it affects us as performers, because porn stars we're kind of athletes, basically. We make money off of our bodies, so our bodies are our temples, so you have to know how to feed it and exercise it properly in order for it to work at its absolute best. So, I mean, I started in this industry before Viagra. I don't take it today to get through scenes. I just know that, it's about exercising properly, but also feeding yourself properly, which is the most important thing, and getting some good sleep, too.
Yes.
Good rest, good food, good exercise. That's the 3 basic ingredients to being a successful male porn star today.
Yes. Now, also, I mean that's not just good for porn stars, but that's good for your average everyday Joe. I mean,
Yeah,
if you live a healthier life, you feel better, you get out there, you do more. You just have a more fulfilling life, and my friend, I'm jealous of you because I mean, you're one of these people who you're the only person in the world who's done something,
yep,
and that is absolutely insane. You know,
yep.
I've met people, oh yeah, I've done this or this, but when I read this and then talked to you earlier and you told me this, I was like, no way. Voodoo, you are the only man on the planet Earth to have sex while skydiving.
That is the absolute truth. I am the only man on the planet Earth to have sex while skydiving, and there's nothing that duplicates that rush that I've done in my entire life. And like you well know, I'm an extreme character. I ride motorcycles. I skydive. I've done a base jump off of a small bridge. I've scuba dived all over the world. I've done everything. But to this date, jumping out of an airplane with a woman strapped to my front while being inside of her, falling at over 120 miles an hour, having an orgasm before I have to deploy the chute, and then flying us safely to the ground completely naked, landing in the desert was just an experience that pretty much defines my life. I mean, that would be the pinnacle, and that was one of the inspirations behind me wanting to write this book, is because, like you said, I did do something that no one else on the planet has done. So why not?
Now, when I'm in bed, having intimate relationships,
Yeah.
my thought is, don't come, don't come. Now, when you're jumping, with a woman strapped to you having sex, what are you thinking?
Oh man. Well, I not only was I having sex, but I also was filming at one of the main camera that films the whole video, which is on my website, voodoopornstar.com, is a GoPro camera which is strapped to my hand. So not only am I thinking before we leave the plane, which is where we started having sex, was on the plane before we left the plane, I'm thinking, okay, is this girl strapped securely to me? Am I filming the right angles? Let's jump out of this plane. What kind of maneuvers am I going to do out of this plane? And I mean, to me, it was such a rush. The whole thing was such a rush. The adrenaline, being inside this girl, having the sex on the plane and then falling out and still having the sex, that I had to really focus on, the importance of safety and flying us safely and being able to deploy the parachute at an appropriate altitude. So there was a million things going through my head, and I was really, really lucky that the sensation of orgasm, started real soon, right after we left the plane, because I wanted to come. I wanted to come before it was time for me to deploy the parachute. And how all men feel after we have an orgasm.
Oh,
We are
yes.
like, okay, I could die right now. I don't care. This is great. I don't really worry about anything right now. And, that's basically, I had the orgasm, I deployed the chute, and I was able to kind of like zone out for, 20 seconds while the
Till the
parachute was
buzzer goes
opening.
off.
Yeah, exactly. So it was a wild ride, and it's still super, super fresh in my mind. And I sometimes go to sleep at night and I get to relive it. That's the
Yeah.
best part.
Well, and another thing, there is another person involved in this who's the only female
Yeah.
who's ever had, full intercourse while parachuting. What was her side of it when she told you her experience? What'd she say?
Oh my God. I mean, the whole reason we did the jump in the first place was to try to get this girl some publicity through the Howard Stern show. She wasn't a porn star yet. She just was starting to bug me to do porn. She was the receptionist at the drop zone where I worked at as a skydiving instructor. and she wanted to get into the industry. And she came to me saying, hey, look, I know there's all these brand new girls getting into this business every day, and I know that there's a lot of competition. What is it that I can do that would set myself apart, basically, from all these other young, beautiful girls trying to make a name for themselves in the porn industry? And we were just shooting the shit one day, just talking, and we came up, hey, why don't we try to get you on the Howard Stern show by doing something crazy? And we thought up, okay, let's have sex while skydiving. And
Wow.
she was the perfect yeah. Well, she was the perfect candidate for this stunt because working at the drop zone, she had already done 2 or 3 tandem skydives, which made her already used to the sensation of what it's going to be like to fall out of the plane and what type of body position she needs to hold throughout the skydive. So she was already a perfect candidate to try this stunt. And I was thinking about doing it for a while, but you need, the right girl to try this out with for the first time, and she just happened to be the right girl at the right time. And her name is Hope, and on Twitter she goes by Little Miss Taft, because she's from the town called Taft.
Oh, okay.
Out there in California, which is a very funny little town that gave us a lot of headaches after that stunt was done, because it's kind of a Bible Belt town. They're kind of really, super conservative when it comes to sex, and all of a sudden, one of their townspeople, this young girl, is a huge porn star, getting all this celebrity status from the Howard Stern show and all these other talk shows that she ended up going on to talk about the experience. So, I mean, if from watching the video, you can tell that, she has an orgasm. To me, she told me afterwards that she had 4. She had one
Wow.
in the plane while she was riding me reverse cowgirl while we were next to the pilot. And then when we left the plane soon after, she said she had another one. And then right as were pulling the parachute, she told me she had another one. And then we continued to have sex all the way down while we were under the parachute as well. So we had sex for another 3 to 4 minutes before we landed under the parachute, and she said she had another orgasm there. So for her, she got the quadruple orgasm going. I only got to do the one.
I bet that's something
after that one, I really needed to focus. But
I'm tired.
Yeah. But she loved it. She loved the experience. She said it felt amazing, that it was something that was absolutely incredible. But it also gave her that leap forward that she needed to jumpstart her career in the porn industry, and it's worked out for her.
If that's not a way to start a porn career, just give up.
Yeah, exactly.
If you don't get in with that, just give up right now.
Yep.
There's no sense in continuing.
Yeah. And she's doing great. I mean, I've given her the rights to the video to sell. She dances primarily at the Deja Vu strip clubs. Her main one is the one in Bakersfield, California. So if anybody wants to meet Hope, the sex skydive girl, she dances quite often at the Bakersfield Deja Vu, and she has the DVD for sale. So awesome. She sells it. If you come and see her, she'll autograph it for you, and she'll give you one of the DVDs.
You know what I'm going to do is we have 4 guys who are on our show. They're part of a little comedy routine that we do where we discuss real world things. They're actually very close to Bakersfield. All 4 of them. What I'll do is I'll send them down to the club, and I'll call them while we're there, and we'll actually host our show from their club and maybe get her on board. I think that would be great.
I think that would be great.
And, we did a surprise birthday party for one of the average Johns named Captain Awesome, and he got the living crap beat out of him by like 20 strippers at the last surprise deal we threw for him. So I don't know if he'll actually go to a strip club anymore.
Or maybe he will because he liked it.
Yeah, I think he did. He denies it, but, it's one of those things. But, the skydiving, and I mean, your list goes on and on and on of the things that you do. And it is just, you're amazing, friend. I mean, just completely amazing. Now, you're 34.
Yep.
And by the age of 34, you've done, I would say, 500 times more than the average man. How do you
Yeah.
keep a level head?
It's really, I mean, it's really about trying to, keep yourself centered in life and appreciating all the little things that make you appreciate the big things, like having sex with a beautiful woman, super important. So, I mean, I'm a foodie. I love foods. I love going out and discovering new foods and different cultures and eating. That keeps my spirit always charged. I love visiting new destinations. Traveling is extremely important because it keeps my spirit charged. And just, all the high octane activities that I do that to keep my batteries revved up. The skydiving and the motorcycle riding, all that stuff is to really keep my juices flowing, keep the adrenaline flowing, so that, when it comes time to have sex, I'm so charged from living life that it comes out in an explosion during sex. And I think that's where the longevity comes from, and that's where the appetite comes from, because it just never seems like I've been able to satisfy that appetite yet. I'm still, I wake up in the morning with an erection, I walk around all day horny, and I go to bed at night, feeling
You,
horny. So
you have the same affliction I have.
we
Yeah.
suffer together, my
Yes,
friend.
it's and I was gonna start a help group, but I figure 99% of the male population, and I have to leave the 1% for error.
Yeah.
Suffer from the same condition, and I think the help group would just get so big that we wouldn't know what to do with it. Well, and that's why we started AdultPlayParlor.com. It's actually we started out to help people in their relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a husband and wife team that run it, and they truly believe in making every moment of somebody's sex life great. Another thing is I hear that the Grim Reaper is after you.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
is the deal? Why is the Grim Reaper chasing you down?
Well, we've been battling for many, many years, and that's actually one of the big chapters in my book, which is called 7 Times I Should Be Dead, and I describe 7 different unique situations throughout my life, starting from when I was 5 years old all the way up until recently, where I just had a big motorcycle accident on the 405 freeway in California. 7 times I've come really close, really, really close. I mean, like, a fraction of an inch one way or the other, and I'd be pretty much dead. And I've survived, and I've brushed it off every time, and just kept on living and not lived in fear. That's what these experiences really are to teach people, and that's because that's what they taught me, is no matter what happens in life, if you're given another opportunity, especially after experiencing a near-death experience, you have to make the most of it, even if making the most of it leads you down a path where you may again visit with the Grim Reaper. And with me, it seems to be a constant thing. I seem to have 9 lives, so I've only spent 7 of them so far, so I should be okay for a little while if I don't go too crazy, because I should have 2 more lives. But yeah, if you get the book, when it's done, you'll be able to read about the 7 different instances where I almost died.
Now, you live by a very, what he did is he sent us kind of a preview of the book, and I'm not going to give it away. That's one thing. I'm keeping it close to me because I want the other pages, because
Yes.
this is good reading. I mean, this is really good reading.
Thank you.
And we're actually gonna give you some space on our website, and we are gonna promote your book because I enjoyed it. And
Thank you.
when you get a hot copy out, please make sure Adult Play Parlor gets one, so we
Absolutely.
can review it. Because
Absolutely.
that's one of our major functions, and we want to let fans be able to get closer. Speaking of fans, I'm looking at my Twitter screen here. I've got questions out the wazoo here.
Cool.
We've had I'd say 10, 20 girls on the show since we started 2 months ago,
Yeah.
and 1 or 2 questions. we get you on the show, and the whole page of my Twitter is taken up.
Well,
Um,
I mean, seems to have become the big difference between the male and the female porn star these days, is that a lot of people seem to be doing a lot more relating to the male porn star because he's the one who gets to have sex with all the beautiful women. Now, the
yes.
beautiful women, the porn stars themselves, they're gorgeous, they're all distinct, they're all different from one another, but what makes a person like me, I think, a little bit interesting is that I've been the taster of them all. I've gotten to
Yes.
taste them all and all different. So it's I do tend to sometimes attract getting more questions than the regular porn girl because they want to know all the different experiences that I've had.
Yes. Yes. They want to know.
They want to know.
They want to know. But I do have a question from Twitter here.
All right.
It's from @dickduncan.xxx, which he'll be receiving an Adult Play Parlor T-shirt
Nice.
for sending in his question. His question is for Voodoo Porn Star. Who are your favorite females to work with, and why?
Oh boy. Whoo.
You
That's
only have to name 10 or 20.
10 or 20. Okay.
One or
10.
two.
Yeah. I mean, it spans. I mean, in 12 years, it's so hard to, go through my Rolodex and try to, pull out the best ones because there has been so many good ones. But obviously, the ones that come straight away to mind, one of my favorite performers to work with was my ex-wife, Nicole Sheridan.
Yes.
We were married for 10 years, and we did over, 200 scenes together. We had great chemistry together. And it was fun. It was fun to be able to go to work with somebody that you knew intimately off camera, as well as did great scenes on camera. So we had a very electrifying chemistry because we were so close to each other, and it seemed to have worked out for us. And we were able to do all kinds of different crazy. We were known as the crazy couple, ready to do all the crazy positions. Like one time, we did a movie for Wicked, and I think it was called Roadblock, and it was shot out in Palmdale in the middle of the desert at night. There was a lot of night scenes, and this was in the wintertime, so the temperature would fall to
Nice
like
and
below.
warm.
Yeah, well, it would fall to below 30 degrees, and my ex-wife Nicole Sharon and I did a scene which was on top of a cop car, outdoors on top of a cop car, and we finished doing the scene. We didn't take any breaks. A lot of the cast and crew were like, "Hey, we can reschedule this to another day." And I was like, "No, let's get it done today. I feel good. I'm horny. Let's get it done today." And we did the scene. And what I remember was the funniest thing about this scene was when they came to give her the baby wipes, because it was a facial pop shot. When they came to give her the baby wipes were frozen solid in a block. She couldn't get one out to wipe her face. They were frozen solid. So so definitely have to give props to her. As far
That's
as
one of
other
those
women,
situations. Can I borrow your shirt?
yes, can I borrow your shirt right now to get this freezing cum off of my face?
Yes.
But as far as other women go, top of the list, Alexis Texas, definitely. Yes. She has one of those attitudes and bodies to match. I mean, I love the white girl with the giant booty look. That's always been one of my favorite things. Alexis Texas is just one of those girls that has that ass, and she has the personality, and she's super horny all the time, and she does great scenes every single time.
And she's just a good all-around person.
Yeah, she's just a good girl, just a good homebody girl, the kind that you could take home to mother, and then the kind that'll rock your socks off afterwards, after dinner. So she's definitely a great one. And most recently, I have to bring up, would have to be Carly Montana. Who is a girl known for doing girls only for the last 8 years. She's just been eating the kitty, and she decided this year to jump into the boy-girl market and test out those grounds because she's just saying that she's been missing out. She's been wanting to feel the cock,
Yeah.
and what better place to experience some of the best cock than the male performers in the porn industry?
Yes.
And she's jumped into it, and I gotta tell you, these girls who only do girl, and I've had my share off camera because, I don't care what appearances they want to give you on camera. You take one of these girls that only do girls on camera, and you get her in a bedroom somewhere, and they are wild.
They are the freaks of the universe.
They are the freaks. They are the freaks of freaks. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. And Carly Montana definitely tops this list. She is insatiable. Her appetite for sex is completely off the charts. Off the charts.
Now, what we consider insatiable is a woman that you're actually a little bit scared of.
Yeah.
Because you hear she's coming over, you're going to be filming, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die.
Yes.
You're going to use up one of these lives with one of these women.
Yeah.
If you only have 9 lives, one of them's going to get you.
Yeah. That is so funny that you said that, because that's exactly what one of my friends. That was exactly what one of my friends, one of my close friends, told me. He said, skydiving didn't kill you, motorcycle riding didn't kill you. It's gonna be one of these women that you're with.
Well, and what better thing to have on your tombstone? Here lies voodoo, fucked to death.
Yeah.
I would go, to your tombstone over, say, Elvis Presley's anymore.
Yeah.
If you had that written on your tombstone. That's a man you need to bow to right there, who's fucked to death.
Fucked to death, definitely. Definitely, that's how I want to go.
That needs to be a chapter in your book.
Yes.
Make that the last chapter.
Make that the last chapter, absolutely. Well, the great thing about, even mentioning Carly Montana is because people can actually go see some of our escapades. We decided to start a partnership and do a website together called myphonesex.com. That's myphonesex.com, and it's basically stuff that we shoot with our cell phones, because nowadays all these cell phones have amazing video quality. They're in HD. It's amazing video quality. And right now on myphonesex.com, you can see the trailer of our last adventure. We went up to Santa Cruz. I took her on a skydive. We had crazy, crazy sex all over the place. The movie starts off basically with a BJ off the side of the 101 freeway, where we just decided to stop because Carly Montana had to pee. So I film her peeing, and then she's just like too horny to get back in the car to get back onto this road trip. So she calls me out there and just starts sucking my dick and giving me the most incredible fucking blowjob. And the trailer is up. So if people want to see the trailer of this, it's myphonesex.com.
I've been there, my friend. And let me tell you, I downloaded the trailer because you could download this. I was like, this is cool.
Yeah.
And it is a great sneak preview. And it's one of those previews that's a good preview because you actually show something.
Yes.
And you talk about a cell phone for camming. Video recording, making your movies with them. This is a great idea for home too.
Yes.
Husband and wives can do this.
That's really what we're promoting with this. That is the next generation of pretty much, getting yourself off. Is why not film your own stuff? Have fun with your own stuff, because I've always found that I can always look at that. Sometimes going onto porn websites, I'll look for something specific, but whenever I look at stuff on my phone that I've shot with my phone,
you're like, oh my God, I'm so sexy.
Exactly, and it's just that POV point of view of yourself doing it. It puts you into a whole different mood, I think. It just gets the juices flowing.
One thing we actually encourage is sexting.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship with somebody and you're looking for a new way to spice it up, videotape yourself masturbating and send it to your partner.
Absolutely.
And I
Absolutely.
guarantee you'll get a call from the office one way or the other. They'll either say, "Oh, that was hot and I'll be home, right on time," or they'll say, "That came in while I was in the middle of the board meeting."
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
You
ever
know what
do
I
that
love
again.
about being in porn and being able to sex is that I'm not a politician that's going to get into trouble, because there have been so many women inside and outside of the adult industry that are constantly sending me videos of themselves masturbating. It's a
Must be horrible.
constant daily
Horrible.
occurrence to my cell phone, just women from, doctors, lawyers, scientists, just all different kinds of real women sending me their
I'll make you a deal. I'll trade you phone numbers for a day. And I'll write down their information and
Yep.
have them move over to my phone eventually. The most I get is I get telemarketers.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm even on the blacklist. I signed
yeah.
up for that stupid government blacklist, and I still get calls. And
Oh yeah,
I mean,
nothing's
I
stopping
dream
them.
about your text messages.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to tell some of these people to call me, okay? Help a brother out.
I will. I
But
will.
I do have another question here,
Okay.
and this one is from at the Rub PR. And she first of all says, "I want a free tea. Congratulations, you're getting a free tea."
Yeah.
At Voodoo Porn Star, are you afraid of heights, and how does that affect sex in the air?
Huh.
Hmm.
That's a good question. I'm not afraid of heights. I mean, I get a little bit anxious like anybody would when I'm standing at the edge of something, like when I did the base jump, which is jumping off a bridge or a building or a mountain. I jumped off a bridge, and just standing there looking down at the earth, which is so far below, you do get the jitters no matter what, no matter how much you're into extreme sports. You do get those jitters, and that's what, really pumps up the adrenaline in your body, and that's what you do it for. I mean, most people who are scared of heights, they don't, actively go and try to conquer that fear, which is what I try to tell everybody to actually do, because if you're afraid of something and then you go and you conquer it, it feels 10 times better than if you're not afraid of it and you're doing it just for fun. And I am, ever since I was a little child, I've always been climbing trees and, climbing on top of buildings and just being up there. So I'm not that, afraid of sex to the point where, it would stop me from, being able to do something. Like I wouldn't get vertigo like a lot of people do. But as far as having sex, I love having sex in tall places. I mean, the sex skydive was done 13,000 feet above the ground. I've had sex on tall buildings. Right now I'm in Toronto, Canada, which has one of the tallest buildings in the world, the CN Tower.
Yes.
And I would love to have sex on the top of that thing. So, and
I
I'm
don't remember which building it is, but there's
yeah.
one building that has a push-out glass room
Yeah.
that goes over the edge of the building, and I thought, man, that would be the shit to have sex
Exactly.
in. Because, I mean, it goes over the edge of the building, so you're
Right.
hanging over nothing, and it's all completely transparent, crystal
Yeah.
clear glass.
That would be amazing.
I was like, as soon as I saw that, I said, man, if we could book that floor for one day,
Yep.
we would revolutionize the porn industry.
Yeah, that's on my to-do list. I will be doing that for
Yes.
sure.
Yeah,
100%.
that is I think that would be the most extreme, at least for me.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that I get on top of a 4-foot step ladder to change the light bulb, and the ladder's shaking. I'm one of those people. But what's crazy is I'm a former Marine.
Yeah.
And I used to jump out of perfectly good airplanes and helicopters all the time.
Yep.
Yep. I just always made sure there wasn't a helicopter underneath me.
Right.
That never
exactly.
works out in skydiving. Never.
Never. Well, another crazy stunt I have planned too, and this is an actual one that hopefully is not in the too distant future is I want to do a sex scene in a shark cage, either off the coast of South Africa or Australia, where there are white sharks, and I want it to be with a girl who is menstruating, who is on her period, and do the scene in the shark cage while.
You do realize the ones in Australia jump out of the water, right?
Yes, that's the shot I want. That's what I want in the background.
There's already a porn movie called Jaws. But I think that would be an interesting one. Now, the question would be: is it's common knowledge that sharks can smell blood from miles away? How far away can they smell semen?
Oh, yeah, they've said that semen or even urine, they can actually smell even further.
Yes.
So if you're out there in the ocean, the last two things you want to do is jerk off or pee in the water because that'll bring them a lot quicker than blood.
Well, and we've got responses from our Twitter. I mean, this thing is still exploding on me. I have to ask you one more.
Sure.
Before our break, and I hope I don't butcher this beautiful woman. The picture on her profile is skin-tight black bikini.
Oh.
Blonde, wonderful-looking, tight-bodied, beautiful woman here. And I'll spell her name. It's Aiyaana. How would you say that? Aiyaana?
Aiyaana, yeah.
Aiyaana Flora.
Yeah.
Are you ever able to have a in parentheses normal relationship?
Normal. First, I'd like to know what she means by normal, but let's define it as normal as the average
heterosexual
Joe that comes home from work and just has the kind of relationship that everybody's used to. And the answer is yes, of course. I mean, even the people that live the craziest lives out there require, the substantial, just the substantial goodness of like a normal life. You need to have that feeling of normalcy to be able to appreciate all the crazy things that I do. So I love a nice normal relationship. I've always told people that I've been with that right now in my life I have to be able to share my body and my mind, but my heart I can give that to one person. That's real easy. One person can own my heart. Now, in this day and age of my life and in my career, you'd have to have a little bit of an open mind to kind of have the normal relationship with me because I am a professional sex worker. It is my job to go have sex with different women on a daily basis.
And that is actually hard to find.
Yes. Oh, it's extremely hard to find. I mean, I was married for 10 years in a beautiful relationship where we were having sex on camera as our job, and then we'd be able to come home and turn that completely off and just live completely normal lives. But eventually, for my ex-wife, it became a journey that had to come to an end for her because she no longer wanted to be in front of the camera,
right.
And then the aspect of my life that was still in front of the camera, it became a hard thing for her to deal with, which I completely understood, and we both went on our separate ways, and it was very
you guys still
amicable.
Talk.
Yeah, we're good friends. We're very amicable with each other. We were both super mature and understood what we got ourselves into, and we understood that that everybody has the right to change their minds at any point in their lives. So it was.
I want to applaud you both for that because that's great. What you just said is wonderful. You guys came to that part in your life, and instead of struggling and making it where it became unbearable for both of you, you were mature about it, went about it the right way. You're still good friends.
Yep.
That's the way you need to do it if you get into a situation like that in any relationship.
Absolutely, because the time and energy that you waste being vindictive and angry at each other. You could be spending, just either meeting a new person in your life or helping each other out to move on, to move forward with their lives. Like that's how we looked at it, was okay, so we're not meant to be with each other anymore. Let's just help each other. I've helped her find her apartment and get her settled into her new place, and she's helped me, whenever I've had to go on trips to take care of like the dogs and the house and stuff like that. And it made things so much easier, and life was able to continue a lot quicker after the breakup, whereas
Right.
some people just stay at each other's throats for so long that it makes life a living hell, and you can't focus on anything new, any new projects or anything like that, or meeting new people. It just
Yes.
becomes, how do I just get through my day to day with this person on my back? And I was so lucky to not be with a person like that the way it ended was just as, nice as it could possibly
I wish
be.
my first 3 divorces were as good as yours.
But I mean,
They got
in
the
answer to,
house, the dog,
yeah,
the kids. I didn't even get to visit the dog.
yeah, absolutely.
You
But I
know.
mean, in answer to her question, to Ayana's question,
Yes.
it's totally possible. Anything is achievable as long as you know what it is that you want. Well, the reason why a lot of things don't work out, especially with couples in the porn industry, is because they're confused about who they are and what they actually want. When you become a person that is self-aware and you know who you are and you know what you want, then it becomes easy to find a partner that can, see those same things. And if you're open and you're honest about yourself right from the beginning, and that, to me, that's the only policy I live by, is to show all your cards up front, then there should be no problems in the backfield. And, in the back end, when, the shit hits the fan, it's like, hey, you knew about this, so you got to be the one to deal with it. So it is possible. Relationships are possible even in the world of porn.
Well, and that's one thing a lot of people don't understand, is they don't realize that you people, and I'm sorry for saying it that way, but that's the way they would term it, that the people in porn are not human.
Right.
That you guys aren't normal. We don't. Oh, you must not feel love. You
Right.
must. You're animals, which is absolutely. I mean, I lived a very vanilla life before getting into the adult industry.
Right.
And everybody I've met in the adult industry, what's blown me away is you're human.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're just like me, just you have a lot more interesting job.
That's pretty much it. That really is. I think it's part of the fantasy, though, that a lot of other people have. Just like the rock star, I just went to go see Rock of Ages, which was an awesome movie, by the way. I'm giving it my 2 thumbs up. I loved it. I loved Tom Cruise in it. And but we're very comparable to that like 1980s rock star, where people want to put us on this pedestal and just think that we're, something more than human, something much more like an animal, and that whatever they can fantasize about is exactly what we are. And we have
Yes.
to take that. We have to take the good with the bad that comes with that, because, the good aspect of that is that people find us arousing enough that they're willing to spend their hard-earned money on paying for, products and services that will, help them feel better throughout the day. The bad part is that, sometimes we are judged as, subhuman or just filthy people that have no sense of morality. But again, that's part of the fantasy. Like when you're fantasizing that you're having sex with one of these women that you see on the internet or in the movie, you're basically fantasizing that she is loose on her morals, that she will do anything to anybody at any time.
And that's just it. You wouldn't do something like that, and a majority of stars wouldn't.
Exactly.
We throw this out all the time. What wouldn't you do? And most of the time we get the answers is, I wouldn't do what a normal human being would do. You know,
I'm actually super odd where I'm a germaphobe. I'm a really big germaphobe, so
you're spritzing
I
your
have
girl
to.
down.
It's crazy because of all the different crazy places that I've had sex with. I mean, a lot of times we're put in like dirty studios in downtown Los Angeles, like on the floor, of the bathroom and stuff like that. And
Cut.
that's when the actor in you really has to come out, and I have to go in a place in my head and convince myself, okay, this is who you are. You're a dirty guy, and you're gonna have sex on this dirty floor, and you're gonna love it, and you convince yourself of that. But I'll tell you what, after each and every single one of my sex scenes, I don't care how much I like the girl, I don't care how much I love the crew, the cast, I'm running to the shower, and I am
Yes.
soaping off like you wouldn't believe. Like, I
With the
love.
300-degree water.
Yes,
I'm okay.
exactly.
I'm okay. I understand that completely. I have a
Yep.
germaphobe in my life too, so
Yep.
I feel for you and know how it is. Now, I have a quick question, and I think this is kind of an odd question for you because of who you are.
Yeah.
Voodoo. Have you ever thought of being like Nick Walinda and doing a sex stunt at a major attraction like the Grand Canyon?
Oh my God, yes. That to me, that's at the again something else that's at the top of my list. I would love to do that. I've had sex in front of like large audiences. I used to shoot movies in Italy for private, where they would fill up like a castle filled with people, and you were the main, course, basically having sex in front of everybody. Reality Kings has a website called inthevip.com, which is basically they pack up two limos filled with women, so about 50 to 60 women, and you're the only guy at the club, and you get to have sex with one or two of them while all the other ones are watching. To me, that's the biggest thrill, the biggest rush that there is. So if I ever got the opportunity to do something like walking across a tightrope somewhere, where there's a huge amount of people watching in a stadium or something like that, I would absolutely love to do that. That is what's right up my alley. The more of an audience that I have, the more energy it gives me, and that's why I'm a true performer. I love it. A lot of people have asked me the question, has performing kind of made sex weird for you? And in a way it kind of has, because if I do add a video camera or people watching, me having sex, it always intensifies it. Always, always, always. I'm always on the prowl for, having sex in front of people.
Now,
And usually I like having sex in front of people that, aren't normally into that. Like if you're, at a bar or something and you go out to to your car or whatever, and there's people out in the parking lot, and you just start fucking there in front of people in the parking lot. I love that kind of stuff.
yes, that's you're the opposite of the voyeur. You're the one who likes being watched.
Yes, yeah, but I have a very big voyeuristic attitude myself too. I love to watch other people as well. That's that's the whole.
Well,
The
and
whole
that's
pack.
one great thing about being on the set all the time.
Yes.
Is you're not the only one filming that day, and you get to take a break and drink some iced tea or your voodoo juice, as you put
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And you get to sit there and watch.
Absolutely, and I've always loved that. I remember early in my career that I used to go to set, and I was always early, so I got to watch people having sex before my scene, and then I would do my scene, and then I would hang around set. Like when I first got in the business at 20 years old, I didn't have much to do afterwards, and I didn't really know the city of LA too well, so I just hung out, and I learned a lot about, making the movies, but, my primary reason was to watch other people have sex. I used to love to do that, and if the people didn't mind, oh yeah, I sat nice, close, right up front.
Yep. Your hands on your laps, just sitting there watching.
They had him right.
Well, let's go ahead and take a short break now.
Okay.
I'm looking over here at my producer, and they're sending something to my screen real quick. Hold on. When we come back from this short little break here,
Yeah.
I have a surprise guest on my other line that we're going to be talking to.
Excellent.
So we'll find out who that surprise guest is right after this commercial break. This is Just Incredible. We'll be back with the amazing Voodoo right after this. This is Just Incredible, and we're back after that short intermission break, and I still have Voodoo on the phone. Voodoo, are you still there?
Yes, I am still here with my cock in my hand.
With your cock in your hand. Well, maybe that break was a little too long. or not long enough. Which one is
Right.
it? Well, my producers, behind my back, without telling me, called up somebody that you may know and that you've been working with recently.
Ooh.
And, they wanted to keep it a surprise. So they tell me at the last minute right before going to break because they know I'm really bad gossiping. And, I would tell you. But I have Carly Montana.
Uh-oh. Carly Montana.
Carly, are you there, sweetheart?
I'm here.
So,
hi.
So, what is it like working with the man they call Voodoo?
It's a fantastic experience. He packs a load.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
He can come over and over, too. It's amazing.
Just repetitively, like a machine gun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a machine gun.
Now, I hear you and Voodoo are working on a project. Tell me a little bit about myphonesex.com, and that's myphonesex.com.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me.
We're traveling around having amazing sex with sexy people.
Well, give me some, for instance. Where have you guys traveled? Tell me a little bit about it.
Where do we travel, Voodoo?
Where did we travel? Well, we went up to Santa Cruz. I took her to Santa Cruz, and we did a skydive, and we did a whole beach photo shoot. And then we had sex, like I said, along the road, along the 101. You remember giving me that blowjob on the side of the road?
I do.
You do?
That's one you don't forget.
What did you see in the field right behind us as you were giving me a blowjob?
I saw deer. I saw a wild deer.
Yeah. We did see a wild deer on the side of the road while you were sucking my cock so good.
Well, and you guys apparently have some chemistry because, you guys did start a WW on this. I watched the preview myself, and like we had mentioned before earlier in the show, what do you guys have planned? Are you going to be doing more of these shoots? What are you kind of envisioning, both of you?
Yeah, Carly, what's next for us?
I think that, he and I make a good team because we both enjoy sex. Both enjoy sex with, a lot of people. So I think we're just going to explore the planet and see
but tell them what you've been working on all week. Like you've been telling me that you've been working on a project all week.
We're going to Cabo.
We're going to Cabo next week. Yes. I'm taking a little break from writing my book, going back to L.A., meeting up with Carly Montana, and we are going to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico to shoot another episode of MyPhoneSex.com. And who are we bringing with us on this trip, Carly Montana?
Samantha Ryan.
Samantha Ryan, we're going to bring with us.
Now, does when you film this, does everybody have a phone, or is it just one person holding the phone?
It's usually it's everybody's phone, so there's multiple angles. Sometimes we'll just put a phone down somewhere in the room as like the wide angle shot, and then we're just shooting with passing either one phone around or two people have their phones going, but as many different little angles we try to include in the video.
So, now Voodoo, I've asked her what it's like to work with you. What's it like to work with Carly Montana?
Oh my God, she has a tight pussy. You have no idea. Tight pussy. You have to work her up first. You can't just shove a big cock inside of this girl because it won't go in. But fortunately, she's an extremely horny girl who gets really, if she's excited about the situation, she gets wet really fast, which is really, really good, especially if you want to get down to business pretty quickly. But I would definitely recommend you spend some time, either teasing her with kisses or just eating her pussy or licking her ass, which I love doing because Carly Montana has one of the most incredible asses ever in or outside of porn. She just has this amazing ass, and I just like having her bent over and spreading her ass and just shoving my tongue deep inside her ass. And I love it because at first, when we first started playing around with each other, she was very no about the butt. She didn't want anything to do with the butthole. But then, you just start working on it. You start licking it with the tongue, maybe a finger play here and there, and now she doesn't mind it so much. She actually enjoys it.
Now, I do have a Twitter question. And actually, this wasn't from your segment of the show. This was actually asked to our average Johns, which is average guys who aren't in the porn industry. Actually, most of them are gaming nerds. Okay, all under 36, I believe. And I'm going to ask you the same question that was asked of them.
All right.
A man and woman sent in a question. Me and my wife are thinking of starting fisting. Could I get some advice?
Oh, fisting.
Fisting?
Yeah, fisting is interesting. I mean, definitely you want the person being fisted to be the one initiating this kind of sexual activity. I mean, if you're the dude in the relationship and you saw a porno of some girl getting fisted and then you want to go and try that with your wife or your girlfriend, you better make sure that you pre-inform her before trying that because you might get a nice foot in the face. But if it's the girl that's interested and this is something that she really wants to do, well then first you start with a massive amount of lubrication. Very, very important. If you're going to try to put the entire hand and fist up into that tiny little hole, you want it to be lubricated completely. So that'll make things a lot easier.
Plan on a whole bottle of wet or ID lube.
Absolutely, yeah. The whole bottle if necessary because
we do sell those in gallon pump size, by the way.
There you go. Perfect. In gallon pump size.
Not many porn stars know we have this stuff. We have wet lube in 5-gallon quantities if you need it.
Wow.
We're oh, by the way, we're hosting a wet lubricant wrestling.
Oh, yes.
We're going to be filming this with iPhones.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be up on our site. We are going to fill a very large kiddie pool with about, we estimated retail value of about $20,000 to $30,000 worth of wet lube.
Wow. That's amazing.
And we're inviting everybody to come.
Everybody's invited.
We are inviting not only our average everyday listener, but we're also inviting our adult friends. And when we'll send you an invite for both of you. Now, Carly, what would you think? What would be some advice from the female side on fisting?
Take it finger by finger.
Okay.
Definitely.
Finger
I've
by
never
finger.
done fisting. Yeah, because like four is my max, but once you add that like thumb knuckle, that's like a whole, and then.
But have you ever fisted a girl?
No, I've never done it. I've only done 4 fingers. I've never actually gotten that thumb to wrist in. Like I've never gone past that wide part of my hand.
My fear in fisting is what happens if your hand gets stuck.
You'll have an interesting conversation
at
the hospital. Yeah, damn right. So Carly Montana is a fisting virgin. Oh my goodness! You never had your whole fist inside of a woman,
well,
huh?
you know what? I've got a great idea for your website. The My Phone Sex, and that's miphonesex.com.
Yeah.
Why don't you do a video of fisting?
Absolutely.
Get her together with a girl who just enjoys it.
Yes.
And, tape it. Let's make it a girl, guy.
Yeah.
next to a swimming pool.
Okay.
Perfect.
Sounds perfect to me.
That way you've got a completely wet environment.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Maybe I should have been a director.
Yeah. You sound like it. You sound like a director.
Well, I try to keep things running here. Just can't say that around my boss. But, now what kind of phones are you guys using? Because, some of our listeners might want to try this, might want to try, videoing for themselves. What do you use there, Voodoo?
I use the iPhone. I use the newest version, the iPhone 4S, I believe it's called. It has the 1080p HD, and the quality is fantastic.
I have one here myself. Now, I'm going to share something with you, Voodoo.
Yes.
I have this great cover on my phone. It's called a life-proof case. Have you heard of those?
No, I haven't.
It's dust-proof, sand-proof, mud-proof, snow-proof, and waterproof.
Whoa.
It completely seals off your phone. I've actually taken this thing into the ocean and used the camera on the iPhone.
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to have to try that.
It's lifeproof.com. So
lifeproof.com. Yes. I am going to check that out.
Because, you could ejaculate on this thing, and it's safe. You could do a cum shot right at the camera and it wouldn't kill it.
Yeah, because next week in Mexico, in Cabo, I would like to take Carly out on a jet ski boat and fuck her on the jet ski boat, and that would be really, really good if I could do that and have the iPhone fully protected just in case I drop it into the ocean.
Well, and being good at tech. I'm in the adult industry. I had to find something that could take a little spooge.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but what I do is I freak out my friends. I'll walk up to their sink in their house and I'll wash off my iPhone.
Yeah.
In front of them, they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm washing my phone.
Yeah, I just used your bathroom. I got some spooge on it. Now I got to wash it off.
Yeah, I was at the swinging party and I accidentally dropped it in somebody's vagina. That's another thing. I want to get your input on this. We had a news story that the Average Johns also cover later on in our show here, or earlier on in our show. Depends when I stick them into the show.
Yeah.
There was a councilwoman that was in front of some kind of public review board, and she was talking about, I believe, abortion, and she was berated for using the word vagina.
Wow.
Yeah, she said vagina 3 times during her speech.
What did they want her to say? Cunt?
Well, and here's this. It even gets more extreme. They said they're trying to set a new mandate for this commission board that before you can use the word vagina, you have to wait 72 hours and go see a physician who will advise you on the negative effects of using the word vagina.
Wow.
And it's linked to breast cancer.
Oh, wow.
Seriously.
Damn fucking pussies are the cause of the end of the world, aren't they?
Yes. Another thing, how do you feel about that, Voodoo? What do you say? I say First Amendment violation completely.
Oh, absolutely.
Larry Flint and Hugh Hefner need to run out and hire all their lawyers and protect this poor lady.
Yeah, exactly. Look who we have to run to help protect us. We have to run to Larry Flint and Hugh Hefner.
Yes.
It's like it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
We'll give the Free Speech Coalition some credit here. They do help take care of us.
Oh, well, absolutely. Oh no, I love everything that Larry Flint's done for this business.
He took a
without
bullet.
him, oh, absolutely, he took a bullet. Exactly, he did take a bullet for us, and it's just sad, that's the case in this country still, that we're unable to say what's on our minds because
you said vagina.
You said vagina. Oh my God! It's the world. The world is coming to an end. That to me is crazy.
They don't want me on their floor because I would use words like pussy, explosive cum.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
things like that. What do you think there, Carly?
Yeah.
What
What
do
do
you
you
think
think,
about
Carly?
this?
I think if I own a vagina, I can say vagina. I think that's
Exactly.
insane.
Well, okay, you
So
just used the word
anyone can
vagina
say
on my
anything.
show, okay? And for instance, you used the word vagina on my show. You were supposed to wait 72 hours and see a physician,
Yeah.
a doctor. And I want to know, what the hell is the doctor supposed to do?
Maybe
Make
make sure
sure
you know
you
what a
have a
vagina
vagina?
is. That way you use it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that way you use it in the right
that's
context.
complete nonsense, complete garbage. But like I said, I thought I'd throw that at you because I mean, this it doesn't necessarily affect the sex industry, but it's about the vagina.
Well, I mean, it does. It just stuff like that irritates me. I mean, we're living in, in this day and age, and we're still trying to censor people, and it's just that's never moving forward. Anytime you want to censor somebody, that's always taking steps back because nothing is unachievable anymore, especially with the internet. Kids
Yes.
can be on there looking at whatever they want at any age. It's much better to just face the fact that we live in this age where people know these words and people know that there's sex out there, and it's
Oh my
better to
God, there's
it's
sex in
better.
the world?
Yeah, people are having sex. Oh my God. It's better to acknowledge it and to give people proper information than to try to keep it hidden under the carpet and have people just be so stupid when it comes to these situations. I mean,
Well, and get this, one of the male representatives of this I want to call it a tribunal for some reason, but he says the way that she used the word in the council room, I wouldn't have used it in mixed company. Okay,
wow.
it's a woman saying it.
Right,
If she has no problem saying vagina, much less pussy,
right.
she owns the damn thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what I think this is a lot of bunch of sexually repressed older gentlemen,
Yeah.
afraid of the pussy.
Of
Let's just
course.
get down to
Of
it.
course. They're
It's the
probably the
fear.
guys that go to the S&M clubs and get tied up and have cigarettes burnt out on their tongues.
Yes, yes. And well, what we call them is we call them we call them that they're in church on Sunday telling
Yeah.
about all the evils of us, and they're in my store on Monday.
Exactly. That's who it is.
And we don't point fingers. We never mention names. Privacy is our number one thing.
Yeah.
But I don't like it, and I don't tolerate hate speech of any kind. I'm
Absolutely.
just not into that. I'm a very big advocate for adult entertainers. When I'm on social media and stuff and hear people talking down, I'll jump into the conversation and say, hey, come play with somebody your own size.
That's good. Good.
We don't like the guys and girls out there picking on the cam girls and calling them rude things and spreading hate message.
Right.
But I appreciate your input on that. That's this is going to be a hot button topic because if they pass this law, that's just stupid.
Really stupid.
Just completely bizarre. Well, when can we expect to see some of these videos on myphonesex.com? Or are they already there? All I got to see was the preview because
All that's on there right now is the preview. We're going to shoot this next adventure in Cabo, and then maybe one more little adventure before we make the site go live. But we're looking to make the site go live hopefully before the end of the summer. We'll have enough content to put up there and get it going and get people on board to watch the whole shows because they're exciting from start to finish. It's just excitement. It's adventure
this
that goes into
preview
sex.
was pretty awesome. And actually, we're gonna I was gonna talk to you about it off the air, but I'll just say it here. If you don't mind, I'd like to put the preview on adultplayparlorradio.com so
Absolutely.
guests who listen to the show can see the preview right then and there.
Absolutely. That would be amazing.
We'll put that up there for you. And now, let me see here. Let me see what question I can pull out of the magic bag of questions here. Okay, adult camps. That's another thing that's big this summer. There's been several articles, and it's all over the website, that there is no kids, adult-only day camps. And
Okay.
one of them is in New Jersey, and it's a zombie survival camp. It's an apocalyptic zombie camp is what it is.
I love it.
They hire actors, Hollywood makeup artists come in. Every day that you're there, you're battling zombies, learning how to survive.
Yeah.
They teach you how to use melee weapons. NRA instructors there to teach you how to shoot.
Cool.
Just a whole bunch of stuff. What would be Voodoo? What would be your ideal adult day camp if you could just go to one and anything goes?
Well, that zombie one sounds terrific. That's right up my alley. I'm a zombie fan. I don't think we ever have enough knowledge on how to take care of ourselves when the apocalypse is going to occur, and I'm a firm believer that, people will start eating other people's faces in the very near future.
As we've seen in Florida.
As we've already seen.
Well, the first thing when I got this article, I looked to see where the camp was at.
Yeah.
I was like, if this is in Florida, the camp's already gone too far.
Yeah, then we know where the apocalypse is starting. But no, that's definitely something that's super fun. And I mean, if they're teaching you how to shoot weapons, how to survive out in the wild, and how to kill zombies, I would totally be down for a camp like that. I'm also down
maybe you
for
could do some filming at the camp.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because, I mean, you got to repopulate the earth, so you have to have sex. So you have to show people how to have the most, efficient, fast type of sex while on the run from zombies. I mean, doggy style is a very important position to know because you can just put the girl up against the tree, pull down her pants, and just fuck her from behind. I don't think you want to do any positions where all the clothes are required to come off because then you're pretty much susceptible. You're going to be out there.
What about the wheelbarrow?
The wheelbarrow, that could work.
That way
could
you're
work.
on the move.
Yeah, because you're on the move too. Yeah, so that anything that keeps you on the move will pretty much be good.
So Voodoo's tip for zombie apocalypse survival would be
learn how to have some quick sex, so that you can be relaxed and you can focus more on killing the zombies. So really learn the secrets to the quick positions during the apocalypse.
Okay, so we'll have to put out a field manual now.
Yes, definitely.
I picture it in pink camouflage. Now, Carly, now you've heard Voodoo's idea of a day camp. What is your ultimate day camp for adults?
Oh.
What would you want to attend?
I don't know. Anything adventurous. Like we did trapeze. I wonder what trapeze would be like naked. Or if you could have trapeze sex.
Hey, I happen to know somebody who might know a little bit about the trapeze.
Yeah.
Didn't you do trapeze?
Absolutely, and I took Carly to do some trapeze too just a couple weeks ago. There's a beautiful facility out there in Los Angeles, and it's an amazing place to go do the flying trapeze, and definitely a great day camp. I mean, you learn circus tricks, you learn to be on the trapeze, on the trampoline, all that good stuff, and Carly really did well. I mean, I was surprised, but she has some gymnastics background too. So I think Carly, if she got to think about it a little bit more, would probably decide on a naked gymnastics camp where sexy people come and do gymnastics naked, and she would be one of the instructors teaching people how to stretch their bodies and how to contort their bodies and all that good stuff, right, Carly?
Stop it, man! You're getting me hot here.
Yeah.
Oh, you should see Carly in one of those workout. What are they called? Those
I want to see her without the workout.
Well, stripping out of the workout gear is always hot.
I like it when they're sweaty. But, she just gave you a great idea for one of your next stunts.
Definitely.
You know, that I would pay to see that. Okay,
Yeah.
I would pay to see sex on the flying trapeze. The other thing is, one of the ideas that was actually submitted, I think via our Ustream, is because you have had sex while parachuting. What about kind of freak show sex, like the old vaudeville freak show on a bed of
Ooh.
nails,
Yeah.
or on a
Yes.
bed of glass?
Yes, I would love. No, the bed of. I just pictured the bed of nails. That would be fucking awesome. With me on the bed of nails and the girl riding on top of me. That would be great.
Now, if you do this,
Yes.
we need the exclusive on it. We
Okay.
need to be the first ones there to help you with it, because
All right.
I think we could knock that out of the park.
I say we shoot it in New Mexico.
You know, it's only 106 degrees outside, so you're
Yeah.
more than welcome to come out and play. I'll be in the air conditioned building, right next to where you're filming. I'm pretty sure. I'll even have them pull out a camper with a refrigerated air system on it. Yeah.
Hey, I'm in Toronto right now, and it's like 100 degrees with humidity. It's like Florida weather over here, so stepping outside is like stepping into a sauna today. Yeah,
I want humidity. I think we're at 3%.
Wow.
Or something ridiculous like that. We've actually got a forest fire just about 10 minutes up the road here
Oh, great.
from us, and the National Guard is out there, and our Forest Service people. We send you our best regards in fighting these horrible wildfires.
Yeah, and if they do a good job, Carly Montana will go out there and give you all blowjobs.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Put out those fires.
Yes. Let's do a busload of adult stars for forest fires.
Yes.
Let's just cart them out there and show these forestry guys how much we appreciate what they
Damn right. Damn right. I think that's a very good idea.
do. My email's going to explode because
these guys work hard, and they put their lives on the line to save not only us, but the environment, the trees, everything. They're out there sweating their balls off. They need a sexy woman to lick the ball sweat off their balls.
Yes, who's willing to?
Did I say balls enough time in that sentence?
One more time. You could say it.
Balls.
Balls. Yeah. Want to make sure we get the right number in there.
Yeah. Carly, do you like balls in your mouth?
I do, actually.
Or balls on the chin.
I like trying to fit both at the same time.
Whoa.
That's always
fun. Wow. That's a hard job with voodoo. You're not the smallest guy on the planet.
No.
So, well, guys, we're getting ready to run out of time here. My producer's waving his arms up and down, flapping like a chicken, which means it's getting time for me to cut off this interview.
All right.
But I want to thank both of you so much for coming on the show. And Carly, thank you for being our surprise guest and surprising Mr. Voodoo here.
You're welcome.
Well, Voodoo, I've got one last thing to ask for you. On your little research paper here, let me look at the bottom here. You have little sayings.
Yeah.
Now, are you known for a lot of these sayings?
I am known for a lot of these things, absolutely.
Are these going to be part of your book?
Yep, a lot of my quotes are going to be in my book, and a lot of most of my poetry is going to be in my book as well.
Excellent. Give me an example of lips of fire, something you like saying.
Lips of Fire, I have that poem pretty much right here if you want me to give you a little sample of it.
Oh, yes, that would be wonderful.
Okay, let me pull that up real quick here. Lips of Fire, poetry. Here we go, Lips of Fire. Okay, when I lay my lips upon you, you will feel the fire within. When you feel me deep inside you, you will lose yourself to sin. Kiss me through the fire, let me feel your desire. I want to taste your kiss because it's the taste I miss. When we kiss, it's so surreal, I can't explain how I feel. Are you a dream or are you for real? My heart and soul, are you trying to steal? The light shines above your head, your soul and spirit not yet dead. Love, ecstasy is what I said. Are you blushing the color red? Thrust in, kiss my sin. Thrust out, I can hear the devil shout. Slide it back into the wet crack. Feel the sex attack. You want to kiss the devil? Well, I'm standing right here. Just remember one thing, a kiss for your soul, my dear. It all starts with a magic kiss, then making you forever wait for that kiss that you truly miss, being tempted by the lords of fate. My kiss will taste like the heavens in space. My curse will fuel your desire. A devil's kiss in your secret place will set your lips on fire.
Wow, and that was by Voodoo.
That was a Voodoo original right there.
Yes. Let me ask Carly. Carly, you still there?
Yeah,
Carly?
I'm here.
Okay. Did that get you wet?
Yes, it did.
Yes, that is a good poem. We probably have a couple of women out there touching themselves right now due to that poetry there, Voodoo. So
well,
keep that in mind.
The intention.
That you probably just caused a major amount of wetness on the planet with that.
Very nice.
I had a couple of beads of sweat there. That was pretty invigorating. Well, Voodoo, and give me places where people can find you, Voodoo.
Places where people can find me, absolutely. Well, there's my website, voodoopornstar.com. Very simple. You can see a lot of the skydiving stuff that I've done on there, a lot of behind-the-scenes sex on there, and the sex skydive, the infamous sex skydive, you can find on that website, and it's a free website. No charge whatsoever. You can see a bunch of my writings, videos, and pictures.
Keyword is free.
Yeah, and there's tons and tons of fun stuff to look at on that website, and it's all free. Then we have myphonesex.com, which is coming very, very soon. There's the trailer that's on there that will keep you excited and wanting you to view the full video, as well as more of our projects coming soon from myself and Carly Montana. You can see me on Twitter at Voodoo Porn Star, very simple. And you can go to your local store or shop online and buy videos. And, get your groove on, jerk off.
And we just happen to have a lot of your videos at
yes.
adultplayparlor.com.
Adultplayparlor.com.
Exactly. Couldn't have sang it better myself. And Carly, where can our listeners come and talk to you, find out more about you?
I'm on Twitter at Carly Montana. And myphonesex.com. That's the only place I'll really be. Yeah.
Well, it has been a wonderful time with you both, and I'm just going to say right now that this is just incredible. I'll be back with you in just a moment. And turn on all the mics.